As winter descended on the Yukon, the gold miners of Discovery Channel's Gold Rush faced their final and most defining challenge of the season in the emotionally charged nearly 2-hour season 15 finale titled The Last Dance. After months of setback surprises and grueling work, Parker Schnabel, Rick Ness, Tony Beats, and Kevin Beats made one last, all-out push to squeeze out every ounce of gold before the deep freeze shut down their operations for good. Here's how the season ended for each of the main miners, and who walked away from the coal with their pockets full of gold. Rick Ness, defying the odds with heart and hustle. Rick Ness's comeback story has been one of the season's most talked about arcs. After a rocky start and a years-long absence, he returned with a lean crew of just 7 and a mountain of pressure. With his water license still in limbo, and the bitter cold creeping in, the team pushed to run their plant around the clock, a Herculean effort in the Yukon's unforgiving climate, just as momentum was building. Monster Red Shaker deck belt snapped, threatening to shut everything down, but mechanic Ryan Kent refused to give up, drilling makeshift holes and rigging a conveyor clip to hold the machine together. The patch held, and the crew powered on, only to be hit by another blow. A leaking water line under the wash pad brought operations to a screeching halt once again. After assessing the damage, NES made the gut-wrenching call to shut down for the season. Morale dipped, but there was still one last card to play the final gold way. When the team gathered around the scale, the first result brought disappointment. Just 110.790, but in a moment that stunned the crew, Ness revealed 2 hidden gold canisters, one holding 200 ounces, the other 100 ounces, bringing their final haul to 411, valued at over $1.1 million. Overcome with gratitude, Ness handed out 25-ounce gold bonuses to each crew member, a generous $50,000 gesture that underscored the bond they had forged this season. He promised that should his water license be renewed, they'd return stronger than ever and even more golden. Parker Schnabel, the most profitable season yet, but not quite enough. Parker Schnabel has always set the bar high, and this year was no different, but season 15 tested him like never before. Equipment breakdowns, frozen ground, and a stretched-thin crew pushed Parker to scale down his lofty 10,000-ounce goal to 8,000. For the first time in his 14-year mining career, it looked like he might fall short. With time running out and the mercury dropping, Parker turned to a bold last-minute play. A newly purchased claim known as Gold Run veteran hand Tyson Lee had managed to strip a promising 1-acre cut, and Parker brought in the Rock Gobbler, a time-tested ancient shaker deck, to help salvage the season. Meanwhile, trusty foreman Chris Doma tuned the slewing system with expert precision. Still, challenges persisted. Conveyor jams forced the team to shovel out mounds of rocks by hand, and frost threatened to lock up the operation. But Parker was undeterred. He hopped into the D10 dozer and ripped through the icy paid dirt himself. At last, the time came to weigh the gold from all 3 of his operating wash plants. The tension in the air was palpable. First up was the Bridge Cut Run by wash plant Big Red's successor, now affectionately called Bob. This area had been producing steady pay, and the result didn't disappoint. $343.07, valued at roughly $920,000. A strong start. Next was the Elbow Cut, where wash plant Roxon had been chewing through promising ground. After weeks of meticulous work and careful recovery, the plant delivered 36.03 ounces, translating to around $820,000 worth of gold. Finally, there was the high-risk, high-reward Gamble Gold Run, where Rock Gobbler had processed material from a freshly stripped zone. Though operations had only recently begun, the plant still yielded 99.20 ohms, worth an estimated $266,000. Altogether, the 3 plants brought Parker's total to a staggering 6,837.04 ohms, valued at more than 18.3 million, making it his most financially successful season ever. But it wasn't enough to hit the 8,000-ounce goal he had reluctantly settled on for the first time. Parker came up short. Standing in the chill air, Parker admitted his frustration and disappointment. "I'm not proud of it," he said. "Solemnly, I let this happen. It won't happen again." Despite the miss, it was clear that the foundation had been laid for a powerful comeback with new ground and hard-won experience. Season May 16th will be his most impressive yet. Tony Beats, a dynasty solidifies its legacy. Tony Beats came into the final riding high with multiple wash plants operating across Indian River in Paradise Hill. Had assembled his strongest season yet, and for the first time in a long while his entire family was back in action. Daughter Monica ran the new wash plant Herald, which focused on reprocessing old-timer tailings. Cousin Mike oversaw a lot. Indian River and son Mike kept things running smoothly at the trommel on Paradise Hill. Kevin, now running his own crew, contributed royalty ounces to the Beats total. The family operation was a well-oiled machine until a water pipe burst in dramatic fashion when a loader clipped the line. Cousin Mike stepped in with a quick fix, installing a collar and patching up the leaks so the team could keep slewing. When the family convened for the final gold tally, the excitement was high from the Herald plant. Monica's tailings project surprised everyone by pulling in 46.560, a short run that still managed to deliver $124,000 worth of gold over at Indian River. Slukula churned out an impressive $211.88, bringing in more than $565,000. Finally, the trauma at Paradise Hill topped the Beats weigh-ins with a strong 228.07 ohms, valued at over $600,000. All told, the Beats family hauled in 5,777.12 ohms this season, more than 777 ohms above their original goal, with a combined value exceeding $18 million for Tony Beats. It was the most productive and rewarding year of his 40-year mining career. Kevin Beats breaking through in his first full season running an independent crew. Kevin Beats had something to prove, and prove it he did. Starting strong, his operation was hit mid-season when key crew members Chase Drager and Hunter Canning had to leave due to prior commitments. Then came the worst blow. The feeder belt, previously patched with conveyor clips, shredded completely. It had to be fully replaced. Undeterred, Kevin led the repair and pushed forward with his smaller but determined team. They focused on steady slewing, working the paid dirt over a 3-week stretch. At the weigh-in, Kevin and his right-hand man Tang presented their gold alongside the rest of the Beats clan. The numbers were impressive: 375.80 ounces, worth just over $1 million. Their final seasonal total came in at 1,056.57 ounces, marking a major success in his debut as a fully independent operator. Gold Rush Season 15 ended not with a whimper, but with the roar of engines, the rush of sell water, and the clink of gold hitting steel. Each miner took a different path, but all reached a place of triumph, some measured in gold, others in grit, leadership, and loyalty. Rick Ness proved that determination and teamwork can lead to one of the most impressive comebacks in recent memory. Parker Schnabel may have missed his goal, but he secured the most lucrative season of his career and laid the groundwork for a vengeance-fueled return. Tony Beats stood atop the mountain, his family operation hitting its stride with record-breaking success. Kevin Beats emerged from his father's shadow, showing he has what it takes to carve out his own legacy in the Klondike. As the season fades into Yukon winter, one thing is clear: the dance may be over for now, But the music is just getting started with tensions high and unfinished business left on the table. Gold Rush Season 16 is shaping up to be one of the most exciting yet Parker Schnabel is more determined than ever to reclaim his title and hit his ambitious goals after falling short. While Rick Ness has reignited his mining fire with a tight-knit crew and a point to prove, Tommy Beats riding the momentum of his best season ever will be looking to push the limits even further, and Kevin Beats has officially stepped out on his own, hungry to build a legacy with new claims, bigger risks, and plenty of gold still in the ground. The next season promises high drama, epic challenges, and even bigger paydays.